Hey, welcome and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about Married at First Sight, Season 20, Episode 1. I'm going to be honest, I have not watched this show since Chris and Paige. I think that was Season 15 or 14. So it just popped up on my Peacock. I said, let's talk about it. I got wine, I got notes, and we got somebody's business to get into. So let's get into it. Now, the first thing I noticed was they started, they have new experts. We have Lisa Paz, and Paul Brunson. Paul said he was doing this in the UK. So we gonna see how Paul do because the last experts I just felt like they were playing. Okay. So we start the episode with Adam. And Adam says he's an adrenaline junkie and he is financially set. And we like that. We like men who are financially set. He doesn't drink. He's extremely disciplined. He wants to retire by the time he's 40, which is, a great goal. He plays the piano. And the only thing is he's missing a wife. Now, Adam had me until he started playing that piano. The other guy was like, it's nice. He plays really well, but that was a long song. And I was thinking the same thing, like, damn, he's still going. Then he was like, I'm gonna do another one. No, Adam, that's enough. We done with that. We got it. We believe you. So Adam said he had a date. Tells Paul Brunson that he had a date last week with a girl that he's seen about 5 times. And I'm like, y'all go together. Did she know you on this show? Well, turns out no, she didn't know he was on the show. So Paul was like, well, you need to call her and let her know you're not gonna be able to see her no more. And he was like, oh, it's just a casual thing. We see each other so infrequently that I'll just send her a text. Oh, yeah. An F boy. So Paul was like, nah, you need to call her. It'll make me feel better if you give her a call. So he gave her a call, and she was not happy. She sounded like she was about to cry. I think she thought this was her forever. 5 dates, and we just saw each other last week. And you gonna call me talking you trying to get married, and you've been auditioning, and you could have been mentioned this. So she was like, yeah, you should. He was like, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be able to see you no more. She said, yeah, you should be sorry. I gotta go. She got the phone. I'm sure she went to cry in the car, and I think Paul went on to tell him that he found him a match or whatever. He was like, I'm not like other guys. All other guys, I don't think nobody's like anybody at this point because all the men say that. Ain't nobody like nobody. So they put in Adam with Marissa. Marissa, it seems very down to earth. I kind of like her. She likes to read. I like to read. Marissa says she understands that you can't pick your family. So when somebody says they're not close with their family, it doesn't, sway her one way or another. She said she doesn't really speak to her father, and he will not be walking her down the aisle. Her parents had a really nasty divorce, and it ended with them not really speaking. So Adam says he's a cat and a dog person, and Marissa Adam has this big cat. I don't do cats, but Adam has this big fat cat that Marissa's gonna be allergic to. But she said for the right cat, she'll take an allergy pill. So then Adam lets us know that his family, his mom and dad, are on an expensive trip to Switzerland. So he tried to get them to cancel, but they couldn't. His sister said this was crazy and she ain't coming. And his grandparents refused to fly. So nobody from his side of the family is coming. I don't think the people like Adam. As I got further and further into the episode, I was like, yeah, I don't know. So he sends Marissa. They kind of jumped ahead on it, and I like this because that was the one thing about the old seasons. They used to drag the first 3 episodes. No, they didn't drag them this time. So he sends Marissa her gift. She in her little bridal suite, and he sent her some ski goggles, a kill switch, and a pickleball. Talking about it'll be a main part of their lives. I ain't like that because she don't have to take on your hobbies. You can still like to do what you do outside of your relationship. You ain't got to drag her along. That's like her saying she like going to tea parties and that's gonna be a major part of y'all life. No, you don't have to go to a tea party because she going. I don't know. I ain't like that. And if she likes to ski, then great. But if not, then yeah, you ain't about to force that on me. Have me out in the middle of the water and I can't swim. I can swim, but I don't know if Marissa can. So she sent him some whiskey, a blank book that she plans for them to fill in together. She wrote the first page. I thought that was so thoughtful. And in there, she said something about eating macaroni cups and taking naps. And he had this little condescending comment about how it is the cancer causing chemicals in the macaroni. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I got a feeling he's going to be very difficult to like. So his friend asked, what if she's not an athlete? And this man said, I've trained several people in my life to be athletes. I said, trained? One thing you shouldn't do, like when you're talking about your wife, is use the word train. Ever. I don't care if you're a personal trainer. Find another word for it when it comes to your wife. So they put in Felipe with Tori. Y'all, who told Felipe he was fine? Felipe said he wasn't always that attractive. I'm sorry. Felipe said he wasn't always that attractive, but he got some what's called Accutane, and he washed his face, and women just being all over him. They just hit on him all the time. And I'm thinking, I'm like, Felipe, they might think you got money. They might think you got money because it ain't for the reasons that you think it is. Whatever it might be. They might be trying to get a free plate from this restaurant, but it ain't for those reasons. I can't think of that man he remind me of. I'll think of it later. It might be the next episode. I had to hurry up and get this out because they're not giving us a week in between. So they dropped one episode on the 12th. Then tomorrow, which is the 16th, I thought I had some time. Nope. They're dropping 3 more episodes tomorrow. So I'm going to be busy. Anyway, all Felipe talked about is partying. This man is a party animal. He was late to all the meetings because he was partying. He said when he get off work, he go party. Whether he go to a Brazilian club or go out dancing. I know it's like, ugh. Getting off work at a restaurant and going straight to the club without showering is just diabolical to me. It's hot in restaurants. Not for the patrons, but for the people who work there, they hot. They running around cooking. You need to go shower. So he's sitting in his interview and he lets Paul know that he hasn't slept because he partied until 4 a.m. He was out until 4 a.m. Then he had an after party at his house after that. And everybody left right when he was getting ready to come meet Paul. So Paul was like, well, did you hop in the shower? And he was like, yeah, Brazilians take 3 to 4 showers a day because it's so hot there. Well, you ain't over there and you ain't been showering. You've been leaving work going straight to the club because that's what you said. I'm like, you clearly ain't practicing that Brazilian stuff no more. Anyway, he was like, we have to shower because you know you got to be ready for a pretty lady. Whatever. And then he tells us that he likes feminine women. Well, he tells Paul, but you know he was in their business. That he likes feminine women. So he meet Tori. Tori is nice looking. She says she's both a homebody and a party girl. I think Tori just wants a match. I don't think she's both. I think she wants to get in where she fits in. And I believe that because of the way she was brought up, that she's kind of like a chameleon. Like she can hang with these people, she can hang with those people. She just wants to be a part of stuff. She did say she loves a dark-featured man with facial hair. So in this case, Felipe might just fit the bill. She said she grew up in a trailer court. And I had to look that up because I ain't never heard nobody call it a court. It was always a park. She said they were on food stamps and she went to college on financial aid. Girl, a lot of us had to do that. We just, you know, do what we had to do. he said getting along with I'm sorry, she said she was very family oriented and she wanted a provider pretty much. And with Felipe, I ain't sure if he owned the restaurant or he manages the restaurant because his title on there said restaurant manager. So I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, he said it's very important that she gets along with his family, especially his mother, and that's a deal breaker for him. So Paul, I don't know, say Paul name, Paul Bunyan, Paul Brunson. I just like saying his name. Expresses his concern about the partying lifestyle. He was like, you've been tardy to everything. And he was like, well, once I, find a woman and, it's going to be centered around her. The thing about me is I get the job done, no matter how much I'm partying. Paul was okay with that answer. I was not. Tori and Felipe's mom kind of look alike. So it's time for the wedding. And my notes so random, y'all. Don't pay no attention. So it's time for the wedding, and she says she's nervous that he might run away. Now, as far as looks, Tori looks more like Felipe's family than hers. The people that came in for her mom, sister, those were just regular white people. She got a little color in them. So I don't know if she's adopted or whatever, but she don't look nothing like the people. Not the grandma, not the mama. Like everybody is really light featured. We move on to Bel Jolie. She in the studio singing about something, child, and she's kind of a free spirit with a whole bunch of odd jobs. And she says she don't judge people by their bank account. And most free-spirited people are not moved by money. That's just how that goes. They are matching her with Mecca, and he tells us that he cleans porta potties for a living. And I think that's what they call a blue-collar job. Those blue-collar jobs pay. And he said he used to be embarrassed to tell people that. He said one girl from his past, he was intimate with her, and she told him that job was throwing off her pH balance. I said, well, honey, I don't think that's how that worked, but, I don't know. The thing that he fears the most is not being accepted, which makes sense. It's going to make sense in a minute. So he cleans the porta potty. He's also a model, and he does something else. He comes from a broken home where his biological mom left him. Dad remodeled. Lord have mercy. Dad remarried, and she pretty much left too. And then the new wife left and took his brother and sister with her. And he says he'll never forget that day. So they left him again. And I'm afraid that he's gonna have these abandonment issues, but not just regular issues. Abandonment from women. And I feel like Bel Jolie is going to pay the price for that if he's not healed. And he does not seem to be healed because he's still looking for acceptance. Bel Jolie, I hope I'm saying that girl name right. Because I was saying Bella Jolie, but I think she said it's Bel Jolie. I'm just calling her Belle because I like that. Belle said she met her dad when she was 20, and even then, he wanted a DNA test, which is just heartbreaking. They both, her and Mecca, both want to break the cycle of broken families, which I think is a good, strong starting point for them. And she lets them know that she's looking forward to wearing matching outfits. I was like, oh, that's so cute. Every once in a while, she wants to match her husband in the outfits. That's the TikTok stuff. Girl, why Mecca ain't got no socks on at this wedding? Is that what men be doing? They be putting them long feet in them shoes with no socks on? That's how I think about it, because the pants be all high water stuff. They probably don't be having no socks on. I don't know. That was a little disturbing to me. Anyway, he's nervous about the kiss. He said he's gonna try to read the room and see whether she want to kiss the lips or the cheek. She in the room. She said absolutely not. She said she loved kissing, but she ain't just gonna be kissing no stranger on the mouth same time. Like, it's crazy. His daddy told him a kiss on the cheek will make her weak. A kiss with tongue will make her sprung. Will make her sprung. Yes, that's what he said. So we're back over here with Felipe, and he looks very pleased with his purchase. That's just the thing. He ain't bought nobody, y'all. This is not that kind of wedding. He actually looks like he had the skin that needed the Accutane when he was younger. When the more I look at him, he looks like that. I don't know. There are people that look like that, and they used to have all the bumps and stuff in school. The hair on his lip is kind of getting on my nerves. I don't know if it's too much of it or what. I don't know, but I think she likes it. They kiss, and they kiss on the lips. So, hooray for them. He might get lucky tonight. So it's time for Mecca and Bel Jolie to get married. He is so afraid of rejection. It's ridiculous. He has to learn that it's like he's more than his looks. I think. I don't know him, but that might be all he got to offer. He's a handsome young man. He kind of look like Lil Zane. From the side, because he got that little dimple right here, and Lil Zane got that. But I don't really know him. He might just be his looks. We don't know. Belle said she would accept him even if he was ugly. So that right there tells you that if looks is all he got to offer, then it ain't gonna be enough for her. Belle is so beautiful in her dress, and I love how even though her father isn't there, she still had two men walking her down that aisle. I love that. So they get up to the altar, and they doing a meet and greet and in a podcast. Everybody's up here talking freely. The daddy got something to say, and it was just a lot going on. And then finally they say their I do's, and they do this little awkward cheek kiss. I think he was going in for the kill, and she was like, "Oh, no," which is respectable. It's not rejection. She just respects herself. The first thing he wanted to know after they did their I do's is what she thought of how he looked. So he in a confessional, like, yeah, one of her friends was like, "Oh, he all right." He was like, "Yeah, okay." Like, she can't possibly think that. Like, you're a handsome young man, but baby, you ain't the belle of the ball. You married the belle. And then from there, it just got real. He just got real goofy and kept mentioning his looks and stuff. Like, I don't know, maybe I look funny. Maybe, what did you think? Is this something you like? And I'm just like, bro, come on. He is what I like to call self-occupied. You can't tell what's going on. Your wife over here needing help with her dress or her shoe or something, and you sitting off to the corner trying to make sure people think you're cute. That makes you unattractive. So Marissa is kind of sad about her dad not being there. They take their shots, her and her bridesmaid, and I think that was her mom. They take their shots or whatever, and we move on to Adam and his crew. Someone asked him if he analyzed her gifts, and I feel like they asked him that because that's what he does. And he was like, she didn't give me much to go on. She likes to read. I mean, I already read. I'm a gentleman and a scholar. And I'm 6'5", by the way. Oh, no, Adam, I ain't going to be able to do it. He was like, and the alcohol was a red flag because I don't drink. Okay, so don't drink it. She is trying to be thoughtful. Like, you're about to marry somebody you don't know. She's thinking you need to take the edge off. You need to relax. Here's a little teeny bottle. You act like she sent you a pint, a gallon of whiskey. Then he goes on this spiel about how alcohol increases inflammation, and if he's going to retire by the time he's 40, he can't do that. And okay, you know what? Don't worry about it. He's so unlikable. His homeboy girlfriend is gonna be walking him in. She gonna be playing mother of the groom, and she only doing it because her boyfriend begged her to. I'm sure. She like, yeah, I couldn't let you do this alone. Whatever. That's scripted. Cause she don't like his ass either. Him and Marissa see each other and immediately recognize each other. She looks happy. He does not. He does not. Now I like Marissa, and I feel like he wanted, a bad bitch, and he got like a cutie patootie. I don't men that are that high sprung and disciplined, and yeah, he wanted a cutie patootie. I mean, he wanted a bad bitch. He wanted a cutie patootie. Anyway, so far I feel like the matchmakers are just making good TV at this point, because why would you put anybody with Felipe and Adam? Um, I think when Adam realizes that he can't control other people, he'll be a good partner. And when Felipe sit his ass down somewhere, he would be a good partner. But he's not gonna be able to quit partying like that cold turkey, because he just likes to do it. They are just making good TV at these people's expense, and I'm gonna be here at these people's expense watching it, because it is good TV. Don't judge me, because your nose ass gonna be right there with me watching the show. Then you gonna come back here, we gonna talk about it. I don't like how they're releasing the episodes, but I'm gonna keep up with them as best I can, because 3 episodes in one day for me, and somebody who's trying to be a reviewer, a recapper, or whatever I'm trying to do, it's a lot. But we're gonna work through it. I just won't release them all in the same day, because I don't be want to wear the same clothes in 3 episodes. You know what I mean? And I ain't finna be in here changing clothes and having laundry to do just because y'all don't like the fact that I got on this white shirt for 3 episodes. I'm not doing that. Anyway, that ain't y'all problem though. I don't know. I was gonna try my hand at editing, because I don't be editing these videos if I don't know how. But they didn't give me a chance. So whatever the next series that I'm gonna do is gonna be that age inappropriate. It's supposed to come out next month in August on We TV. So maybe I'll practice my editing with that one, because these will not be edited. They're gonna be raw and uncut. Okay. All right. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye. Oh, my microphone was dead the whole time. I hope y'all can hear me. Ciao. Oh, it's dead too. Okay. Bye.